It is inspection day. We are in Apopka, Florida, and we are going to inspect this pre-owned Fleetwood Discovery 40E. Our customers hired us to be their eyes, and we're going to share with you at lunchtime and the end of the day what we have found. So stick around. Well, that was a quick inspection day. We got a little surprise. So the seller came in before I even had lunch. That's my favorite time of day. And he basically said, "You're out." Stick around, we're gonna tell you why.
Before we end up with the climax of this story, I think Laurel already directed us into where this was going, which was a surprise for you and I.
Listen, I was totally shocked.
Oh, I know.
I actually
and
thought,
pissed.
I really thought it was a joke. I'm like, what? What do you mean we're done?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I do my typical chores and walk around, look at the general condition of the unit to have a general idea of what I could be looking for. I end up on the roof. As you can see, first thing I climb up behind the ladder. So I use my ladder to get to the second section ladder, but as you can see, I end up in the back end. There we go. I mean, there goes sealant. This is a 2015, by the way. Sealant around the rear end is, as you can see, is kind of dilapidated a little bit. So continue on, mosey on out. I look at the trim on the side. I look at the skylight of the bathroom. As you can see,
is that the shower skylight?
That is a shower skylight, yeah. So as you can see the deterioration on the outside, you can see that that unit's been sleeping outside a lot, so sun has done his job on it. Then I walk to the front of the unit, checking the roof if it's solid, but as you see, I end up in the front of the unit. Same thing from one side to the other. Totally disrespectful of the maintenance of the rig. Like a lot of you will jump on yours and say, whoa, I hope Pierre don't see this. Exactly, it's time for you to go on top of that. And if you're not, you need somebody else, hire somebody or have them take pictures or to see what you have to do. So we'll do a video on that. I'm there where I'm gonna have to show maintenance for people. It's simple. You just have to do it. If you can't climb on the roof like one of the girl we had working with us one day, Sam, she was scared of going on the roof. Well, definitely you can't go up there. So before I got back down, I checked the ACs as they're operating. I pushed them, see if they're working, if they're rattling. As you can see, the front AC has those two missing big time sealant right in front of those anchors that are actually through your roof, that are bolted through your roof, that would actually give access to water to go into your lamination underneath your fiberglass. This one is a fiberglass roof. Then on the door side, as you can see also, that door awning that's coming out just for the door, as you can see there, all the sealant is cracked, weathered, done. So you can see the lack of maintenance that this owner has. So we're inspecting this. I go back down to continue my typical day as what I'm supposed to inspect, while Lola's inside doing her own thing.
So, what am I finding inside? Well, first of all, it looked pretty darn nice considering that it's 2015, right? So the first thing I'd like to do in the morning, I like to put my thermometers in the refrigerator and the freezer. And whoa, I don't have a sniffometer that I can share with you. And I'm not really supposed to say that there's an odor, but I'm
opinion.
Just telling you, in my opinion, something died in that fridge and it was not clean.
So what would you do if that was the kind of smell you would have in your rig?
What would you? Tell us in the comment. If you smell something like that in the fridge, what are you going to do? I can tell you what I would do. That fridge would be gone. I would not ever use that fridge, but that's just me.
But we can't say that in an inspection. That's right. The problem also.
But I can tell you in the video.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I can tell you in the video, but we're not supposed to tell you on an inspection report because we only are giving facts. My nose might be different than your nose. But let's just continue on. So now I go into the bathrooms. The toilets, they were so stained. I don't even know really nicely what to tell you, but they weren't well maintained. Let's just say that.
If she sees this, it's 2 new toilets. It's that simple.
Oh, simple as that. Listen, I like a clean toilet. So I understand a little bit of elbow grease, but not to this extent. Moseying on, going into the shower. Honestly, this shower was full of stains and mildew looking like mildew.
Like a rest area
looked
shower.
Like mildew. And calcification, buildup everywhere in this entire shower. After finding all of the minor little issues that I didn't really like, was doing a load of laundry, and the washing machine and the dryer work perfectly, which is great. That's always nice to see. And then going through all of the cupboards, I always check to make sure that they all open properly and that all the shelving is solid, and that all was. So at that point of my part of the inspection, that's where I was at. So this is kind of what, I had seen at this part of my day. I had gone through cupboards and I had, checked for, any loose nuts, bolts, whatever, nothing. And then the knock comes to the door.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
He wasn't bringing pizza.
Are you kidding me?
Too early for lunch.
10:30 in the morning, I'd say. It was about 10:30. We've been
Yeah.
there for about an hour and a half, and just started to do our day. And yeah, you're right. Not even lunchtime. So that was kind of interesting. So he comes in, the owner of the facility comes in, and he says, well, I'm sorry guys, but you better call your customer because this unit just been sold. The guy, here's the text, you just send me a down payment. It's nothing to me. I mean, he's trying to prove to me what he's saying.
But sold out from underneath our customer.
So that's kind of a shitty situation, I think. I mean, it's you got to rattle cages. Well, go to the direct person. Don't use me to be the middleman. And that's how I kind of felt, which is okay. Hey, that's what we do for a living. As you are starting to see, we do a lot of middleman thing. We're a lot involved in the middle of a lot of issues and conversations.
So unfortunately, when we called our customer, come to find out, it was a gentleman's handshake. He hired us, but he had a gentleman's handshake with the seller. And he really felt confident in what he was about to purchase. But maybe everything was meant to be this way. After seeing what we found so far by 10:30 in the morning, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, no, that's how I felt about the outside. Like I say, I judge a book by the cover. That's one of your saying?
Yep.
There you go.
No, so it's supposed to be, don't judge a book by its cover.
Well, I do judge a book by the cover.
In Canada.
Yeah, and when I see a unit like this, it gives me an idea of what's been going on and how it's been maintained,
or
and
not what was going on.
What was not going on.
Right. No maintenance.
So no, I think it was a good thing, but it's you had a reminder to tell people exactly why you need to hire an inspector.
This is exactly why you need an inspector. You need us to go in there and be your eyes, and you're using this as your negotiating tool. Now, he didn't get a chance to because he just had a gentleman's handshake. But in the end, everything that we had found, he could have used in his deal.
Remember, and do never forget, that is why you should give a down payment on a unit to kind of sort of secure in, how do you say that?
A refundable deposit.
Yeah, and by the way, the dealership that tells you no refundable when you give a deposit,
just run.
Whatever agreement that you have that states, okay, I'm giving you this deposit, it's refundable unless they found something or blah, 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 I'm buying it, but these are the norm. You've got to set your norm.
You set your terms.
This is a bill of sale, but it's not a bill of sale until it's all set and done. So you make sure that when you give your down payment, that it is refundable, by the way, because there's some dealers out there that still say, oh no, you give a deposit, but it's not refundable. That's your problem. Run. Don't stay there. Go elsewhere. So you do an agreement. Gentleman's agreement is fine. It's not a bill of sale, but you have an agreement that your facts are this. I'm giving you this. Contingent to, I have my finance. I have an inspector come in. He find what I'm comfortable with. We just did a unit not too long ago that just got blown out the water yesterday, which, okay, because of the report. They said, nah, that's too much trouble for us, so we're not jumping in. We were kind of surprised. We thought overall it was solid. One major problem that could have been fixed, but so that's where you got to smarten up and be aware of the situation that you're getting into. That's the story, and we're sticking to it. So it's again to remind you that it has nothing to do with the destination.
It's all about the journey.